big thing.
This is bigger than we thought.
Watch my back. Disarming. Go, go, go!
Deployed and ready.
Ready to move.
They're here! Get them!
Hey, don't you try and stop us!
Put your
I'm
hands
not
up!
going to jail!
Hands on your head! Now!
Are you
on the
fucking
ground, now.
serious?
Hands on your head! Do it now!
Oh, wow. I got an A+ using the Mirrorgun. Wow. Yeah, I didn't see anything. All right, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that intro. Today I'm going to be talking about the Mirrorgun and why I think it's not really needed in gameplay. Here are some examples of me using the Mirrorgun. It can be really helpful, don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying the Mirrorgun is a bad tool. It's definitely an incredible tool. If you find somebody around behind a door, you have the perfect ability to allocate your resources for each door perfectly, since you'll know when to use C2, when to throw a flashbang, all these other things, gas grenades, whatever. And especially when you're looking around corners and things like this, super helpful. And it definitely gives you information that you can't really obtain really otherwise. Obviously you can like peek doors and see people from certain angles, but obviously they're going to see you and they're going to engage you. So that Mirrorgun definitely adds a level of being able to control what door you go through, how you choose to go through those engagements, and it helps you plan coordinated attacks much more efficiently, since you know every element of the room, at least that you can see from the doorway or around corners. So single play Mirrorgun, it's going to be always top tier. It's going to be incredible. There's some couple situations where it really does excel at spotting and seeing things you wouldn't really be able to see normally. So here's a good example. You can peek over this, but you can't see around those tight corners. So for something like this, where you know what's going on, you stack enemies on a door, and I choose to throw the stinger through this wall. I feel like I throw it a little bit too late, obviously. No matter how well you plan, no matter how well you try to enter this room, this is such a dangerous room. Never enter this room because it is just a gamble a lot of the time. The visibility is really bad. There's lots of nooks and crannies. There's an elevated area so enemies can shoot you. Never do this. So like with the Mirrorgun, it's not going to increase your odds any reasonable amount to where you're going to engage an area that's super hard to go through any better per se. Like obviously you'll be able to see, but sometimes there's just areas that are just such a difficult area. It doesn't matter how much information you have. You still need to be able to perform perfectly to minimize damage and other issues. And as I said, Mirrorgun's super effective looking around corners. So why am I saying that you shouldn't use the Mirrorgun? To some degree, I'm not really saying you shouldn't use the Mirrorgun, but I'm saying when you do use the Mirrorgun, it's definitely a different way to play, and it feels different. And I enjoy using the Mirrorgun sometimes, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy using the Mirrorgun, honestly. It is a really fun tool to use. But in multiplayer, it's sometimes, if you don't get the right team that wants to kind of not role play per se, but like behave in the same manner that you are, taking corners slowly, mirroring every door, mirroring every corner, tactical movement, stacking on things, right? A lot of people kind of just go off and do their own thing in multiplayer. And you can find people who do like to stick together, who do like to cooperate. And the mirror gun is an awesome tool for that, and it can make for a really fun experience. But a lot of the time in multiplayer, it's not really going to be the issue. That's not really going to be the case. And sometimes whenever I see people using the mirror gun, when they are using the mirror gun, they're not the best at communicating the information that they're seeing. So at that rate, it's kind of weird. It's kind of gets into this weird thing where it's kind of nice if everybody just kind of had the mirror gun, because sometimes people aren't best at communicating what they're seeing. Like a lot of the time it's like, oh, I see there's a door here. There's a guy over here. Like they're not really specific enough to really give you enough information. Obviously knowing a guy is on the other door can be helpful, but a lot of the time people's communication is kind of poor whenever it comes to using the mirror gun. There are some circumstances where I have had some people who are competent enough to know how to use the mirror gun. They have really good communication. They're like, oh, hey, there's 2 doors, one left, one right. Door is open. There's an enemy at that left door and he's close, right? Like just more simple language, more understandable location, because obviously they kind of, whenever someone's using the mirror gun, they kind of tend to be like, oh, hey, they can see what I'm seeing. They're not going to say, hey, there's a guy here, right? That's usually how people communicate it. But here, look at this search situation where I'm like around the corner and he's right there. Oh, that's so satisfying. It's like there's some really satisfying moments where it's such a fun tool to use. It really is super fun to use. Now, one thing I did the spider mission with and without the mirror gun, with all the same tools, and I compare my general playing when using the mirror gun. So whenever I was using the mirror gun, I was moving a lot slower. The pacing was slower because at every door, every corner, every angle, I'm like, oh, hey, let me check this out. And I was doing this very deliberately. And if you are using the mirror gun, this is probably the best way to use it, is using it frequently enough wherever it's like a sharp corner, you can't look around without exposing your whole body. If it's something like this, where you can like look over top of things, this is like an amazing use for the mirror gun. People don't really tend to use it this way that often, but in Greased Palms, it really is an incredible tool, because you can look up pretty high and kind of see like a bird's eye view. You can see around corners where enemies are. It's great. Like the mirror gun, I cannot praise the mirror gun enough. It's a really awesome tool. When you start getting into lobbies who people have a lot of more competence, they have a little bit more tactical know-how, you'll find that a lot of the time you don't really need a mirror gun. And sometimes people think it takes away from playing the game. The mirror gun definitely is very strong. It's an extremely powerful tool. It allows you to see enemies around corners, above doors, through doors, all these things. There's one caveat when you're using the mirror gun, which can be a real hindrance. Aside from moving slower around corners and all this stuff, it does slow your mission time, so it can be tricky whenever you're playing a mission where there's a bomb and you have to disarm it. Then the mirror gun's gonna be a little bit kind of an issue sometimes, because it slows your pacing, and obviously you don't have to use it on every door. If you're using the mirror gun, you should probably be using it on every door so you can get the best engagements possible with the information that you can grab from using the mirror gun. There can be circumstances where you'll see an enemy when using the mirror gun, and then when you open the door, he's gone, and you're like, uh-oh, well, that didn't help. So it's almost as if it can be a real hindrance at times, especially when you're going around a corner, and let's say they're a little bit more aggressive, the enemies. They run around the corner, you don't have a gun in your hand, you have a big mirror in your hand. You can look at them and shoot them with the mirror gun, but it's not going to do anything. So when it comes to using the mirror gun in those missions where it's like, oh, hey, I'm playing solo and I'm looking around every corner, there's a risk where you're just going to like, you're going to engage with somebody because they're being real aggressive or whatever the angle is, and you're just going to get shot, and you kind of get screwed over because you just don't have your weapon out. Now, all of these minor inconveniences that happen, and sometimes major inconveniences, to be fair, when using the mirror gun, it does obviously have a large benefit when you do bring that mirror gun. Because this mirror gun is very powerful. It is really awesome. It's an excellent tool for getting information you can use to effectively, properly use gadgets and tools more effectively. Because when you think about it, whenever you use a mirror gun, you can be like, oh, hey, there's multiple guys behind this door. I can flashbang this door. I can see to this door. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to run in there. It's going to be great. Other times, if you don't know if there's anybody in there, let's say there's nobody in there, and you use a C2 and you throw a flash, like, well, I kind of just wasted those tools. So it does help you get that a little bit more efficient level of using all of your gadgets and all your tools, which obviously is really awesome. Why? Because it allows you to have more gadgets for doors where you need to use the gadgets and items. And technically speaking, it can even help you carry more ammo in some sense. If you're entering a room with 5 people, you throw a flashbang, you run in, you tell everybody to get down. You don't even have to fire off a shot. It kind of removes the need for having more magazines. And obviously the mirror gun really excels at corners and doors. So longer maps later in, like, so for example, like Port Hoken and anywhere where it's like a longer range, it's obviously not going to be as useful in those situations. But generally speaking, I think every level basically has a door as far as I remember. I don't think there's any level without a door. So you're always going to get value out of the mirror gun, assuming you're using it. Because if you do take it, a lot of people, they don't use it very often. And that can be because you're playing with other people and you just don't have enough time, or you don't think about it. But it's important to remember, you should be basically you should be carrying this around a lot of the time. And then whenever you're going to go into a room and take an engagement or clear something, take out your weapon. But walk around with a mirror gun, use it a lot more. You'll kind of see, it's kind of fun to know what's around corners, because it is fun perfectly knowing where everybody is, opening that door, taking that shot, seeing somebody in front of a door, for example, shooting through it even. Obviously be aware whenever you are shooting through doors, do be aware that there can be negative points to that. And I thought yelling at somebody through a door would negate that, because usually whenever you yell at them and are like, hey, get down, they're usually like, no, and then you can shoot them, right? That's usually how it works. Because a lot of the time people will get negatives and they're kind of confused, be like, oh, hey, like, I got a negative for that and I don't know what happened. Like, he had a weapon, it looked like he was pointing at me, but I got negative anyway. It's usually because you didn't tell them to put the weapon down, and when they don't comply, then usually you can just shoot them, is the general rule of thumb. And obviously if they are in the middle of, they're about to engage you, they're lifting their weapon up, or whatever the situation, or running away, sometimes that one's kind of iffy, but generally speaking, when they run away, as long as you tell them to get down, they don't listen, usually you can shoot them without any negative points. I do play this mission without the mirror gun, and it's interesting to see like the contrast of what I can see versus what I can't see, and how I kind of engage with the same situations without the mirror gun. It's like I have to pretend that I don't know what's going to go on. I have played this game quite a bit, so I kind of remember, like, it's like, oh, like there can't be 5 people in the bathroom, for example, right? Sometimes there can be a civilian, sometimes there can be an enemy, sometimes there can be a civilian and an enemy, right? But like there's not going to be like 3 enemies in the bathroom, and I kind of know that because I've played so long. But I still behave and I try to act as if I don't know per se. And the thing with the mirror gun that I noticed whenever I was using it, I felt obligated to use it a lot more, and it did help whenever I was using it often and frequently. I didn't run into any issues. Like I did play some other maps that I didn't record where I was using it as often as I could for every angle, every corner, every door. And I didn't really run into an issue where I was getting like ambushed or shot or anything. If you're playing with people, people tend to be a little bit more, well, let's say like uncontrollable, I guess, in a way. It's a little bit more unpredictable, because obviously if you have your team with you, you know they're always going to be with you. But if somebody wanders off and they're shooting and they're increasing the stress level of all the enemies or the suspects in the level, the suspects will tend to be more aggressive, flank you, be moving around a lot more. So then that's when that mirror gun really starts to like diminish in its quality compared to you being like, oh, hey, everybody's still, I'm controlling the situation. Like I'm going bit by bit. I'm not exposing myself all over around the map. So I'm like, okay, so in this situation here, where there's enemies on the side of the door, I'm like, oh, hey, this guy's sitting right in front of the door. I can see to this. Then I can throw a stinger grenade, has a large radius of explosion, can stun him, hit him, right, blah, blah, blah. So I put C2 on the door, reload my taser for some reason. I don't know why I reload my taser, honestly, but whatever. And I take out my stinger. I prep that. And this engagement, because this is kind of like this is probably the more dangerous area of this map. People usually tend to have an issue with. But this one went really, really well. C2ing this door and throwing stingers, excellent for this door, honestly. Now, there is a funny thing that I noticed when using the mirror gun. You could see suspects before they can see you. But that also means when you engage them, there will be a high chance whenever you're engaging them, because you're catching them off guard and they don't know that you're there. Like, this guy has a weapon in his hand. It took me a little bit to see if it was an actual weapon. Like, okay, I'm like, yeah, that's a weapon. I see the rail on the gun. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to shoot him, right? He has his gun. He's pointing. I shouldn't get any negatives, right? I shoot him. I'm not sure if he's not shooting me back because he couldn't see me or whatever the situation was, but I was like, hey, I'm going to shoot him. It looks like I stunned him. It looks like he was going to shoot me because he was pointing the gun at me. I was like, okay, you know, like I shot him and he died and I got negative points. So I'm like, well, that's another issue with the mirror gun, is that if you're shooting enemy through walls or through corners or through different advantages where they can't see you, you're more likely kind of if I found myself more likely to get negative points when using the mirror gun when doing that. So you do kind of have to be careful, because you kind of still have to expose yourself to yell at them so they see you and you can yell at them direct line of sight to tell them specifically to get down. Then you don't get those negatives. So it's something to consider when using the mirror gun. Don't try to like ambush them or like surprise them with a surprise attack through shooting through the wall or whatever. Obviously, if they're shooting through you, if obviously they're shooting at you through the wall, shoot them back, obviously, right? But it's something to consider when using the mirror gun. Just be a little bit more aware of what your suspects are doing. Maybe throw a flash grenade. Don't always try to shoot them first. I found that a lot of the time I wasn't shooting that many rounds off anyway when I'd use the mirror gun. So you could probably bring a lot less ammo and just bring more flash grenades in C2. And honestly, whenever I do use the mirror gun from now on, because I learned a lot from this, I'm just going to bring less ammunition because it's not really necessary. In multiplayer, I'm probably going to bring about the same ammunition, maybe like a little bit less, just because of that variable of people in your game and causing a lot of ruckus and making enemies to respond and react and get stressed and run around the map and everything, be more aggressive, for example. Then that's where it kind of becomes iffy, right? But if you're playing by yourself, mirror gun absolutely recommended. If you're not playing by yourself, I probably wouldn't use it as frequently unless you have a dedicated team willing to listen with you, cooperate with you. As I said, it can be a very fun tool. It definitely helps you get those harder ranks for S ranks if you want to get it for an S rank, but it's kind of the same issue that you get. But generally speaking, when you are using the mirror gun for S ranks, and that's totally fine, you can use it for S ranks. I'm not saying it's a bad tool for getting S ranks, but I'd probably prefer just using a flash launcher because it's instantaneous, stun everybody in the room no matter what. As long as you're wearing flash goggles, and it's super minimal, like it's super minimal stunning for yourself, so you're kind of like immune to the flash grenade that it shoots out. But for S ranks, it's like, yeah, this is good. I would say for A ranks, if you're trying to get like A ranks with weapons and not non-lethal, then mirror gun's awesome. But a lot of the time, bringing lots of flashes, you know, all that other stuff, gonna help you no matter what. All right, so that is going to be it. So I'm gonna say for this video, I do this mission again without the mirror gun, and I do it, I think it's like maybe like a couple more minutes faster as well. So if you want to stick around, see that, watch that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate all the comments and the subscribers and the likes. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.
I think we had a misunderstanding back there.
Hey, you're seeing your officer.
Someone must have made a prank call to you guys.
We're waiting.
Negotiations have failed and suspects have dug in. Entry team, go when ready.
team. There. On my way. Imagine seeing this and being like, oh yeah, I think I'll go in there.
Shit! We gotta go!
Police, drop the weapon! Strain them. Strain. Turn around and stay still. You have the right to remain silent.
Suspect ready for a trip downtown. Evidence secured.
Ah, shit! Get on the fucking ground! Put the weapon down!
Putting my gun down!
Relax.
I'm here to pick up a payment. Everything's good.
Down at the top. Suspect in custody. Compliant.
Dock to entry team. Trailer's on the way.
Are you gonna give us something to do?
They're here!
Drop the weapon and put your hands on your head! Turn around. Don't get up. Secure the area.
Just don't hurt me.
Stay down and turn around.
I feel like I was never here.
Oh, God, someone called the cops.
Son of a bitch!
Evidence good to go. Moving into handcuffs. Stay still and don't move. Stay calm. We'll get you out of here.
I'm here to collect a debt. Now can I get it and go?
What's going
Yeah,
on?
move.
Dock reporting. Trailer's en route.
I came to collect a debt owed. Obviously, I came at a bad time.
What did I do? I heard you. I'm not moving.
Restrain her. Search and secure the area. Are you okay? Any injuries?
Chameleon is cuffed and good to go.
Okay, don't hurt me.
Turn around slowly. Don't move. Stay put.
You don't know what it's like to be in this situation.
We have a civilian in our custody.
Entry team, this is Tom.
There, go.
Trailer's notified.
Going too far.
Gonna have to get this place cleaned up. Remember, you didn't see us here. Do that, and the kids will grow up playing frisbee with their phones.
Provide cover.
Moving out.
Over there.
On my way.
What's this all about?
Keep your mouth shut and nothing gets broken.
Light stick. Chem light out.
Must have got the wrong address.
Turn around. Keep your hands up.
Don't do this in front of my kids.
Entry team to talk.
Dock to lead. Notifying trailers.
Split and cover. Getting into place.
Door is good.
my front.
I'm going. You're in my spot.
Put the stack on this door.
All right.
Stay on me.
Got you, Skit.
Get the door and clear it with stingers.
I'm on it. Stinger. Open it on the left. Open it on the right. Get down on the ground. LSPD, don't
I got
move.
cops.
Entry team to top.
Suspect
Looks like
covered.
we're bleeding.
Dock to element. EMTs and trailer dogs standing by.
Wrong guy here. Alright, you got
Turn around. Search and secure.
Going. Putting on the
Search the
left.
room for contact.
Putting on the right.
Stay where you are.
Get here.
I served the sentence.
Lead the talk. We got a suspect here ready for escort.
Dock to lead. Move on.
There's legal documents. Try not to skip around too much. Alright, you got him. That's it.
On me.
On you.
I'll take it.
Move over there.
En route.
No problem, sir.
Stay here. Stay calm.
I was just visiting the plane.
Lead the talk. Civilian good to go for evac.
Dock here. Trailers incoming.
Get a lot of clients here. There's,
Move there.
Heading out now. Cuffs are on.
Blue team, move over there. On me.
I'm with you.
paperwork's all here. Check it.
Let's see what the doc has to say about this one.
There.
En route.
On me. Move.
I got you.
Get the shield. Deploy C2 and clear with stingers.
Readying explosive. Opening on the right.
Turn around and stay still. Blue, begin a search. Secure
I'll
any
bag it.
contacts.
Might stick out.
This is procedure.
Ah! God damn it!
Doc,